Stephanie Renee, and we have Dr. Farah Griffin in the house here at WURD. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
We're glad to have you here. We have a great partnership with Tavis Smiley and Dr. Cornell West, and so Dr. Griffin came in today to record a segment for their upcoming program. But what do you have going on? You know, I know you've been busy writing and
Been writing a lot. I have a book that will be coming out in September. So I just saw the, when you see it actually see it in the book form, you know it's going to be real. So that'll be coming out in September, and I just finished a different kind of project, something I had never done before, which was a collaboration with the jazz artist Jerry Allen and Essie Pather-Murkinson, the director, who we know as an actor. We did a collaborative project that was presented at the Apollo Theater in May, so that was exciting.
Nice.
Always looking for new ways to get some stuff done.
Right. Well, I was going to say, Essie Pather-Murkinson was here maybe in April to screen her documentary.
Yes. Exactly. I told her, I said, "You're going to my hometown. They'll treat you well." And then she let me know she had a great time while she was here. So she's moving into directing, and she's extraordinary. I mean, just watching her vision unfold, working with these two women who are kind of at the peaks of their career and at the top of their game was just inspiring.
That's wonderful. Well, tell our audience a little bit more about your pathway to writing, because you've been doing biography. You know, you've been helping us keep the culture alive through the pieces that you've been writing.
So I've always wanted to write. I was always writing, and then I went to graduate school, so that determined the genre that I would write in, primarily cultural history. Very interested in women's contributions to our history and our culture. And I still am, and the book that's coming out in September will be about 3 black women who I'd like us to know more about. And so it was those projects that actually Jerry and I have been friends for a long time through my jazz writing and just being in the jazz world. And she originally asked me to write a kind of historical narrative for this program that she had envisioned that would honor the women who performed at the Apollo, the jazz women who performed at the Apollo. And I thought, oh sure, I can do that, that's right up my alley. But when you're working with these brilliant artists and improvisers, things change. And we were having a meeting one day, and she and Ipatha came up with this idea for a more theatrical presentation of the history in ways that would pull people in, And, we talked about it, and we chatted, and we threw out ideas, and then Jerry looked at me and said, "So do you think you can do that?" And I thought, well, okay, I tell my students to give it a try all the time. And so I agreed to do it, and working with them, I was able to do what I do, but do it in a different voice, a more creative voice, which was really, really a lot of fun.
So are there any plans to tour this, or at least to bring it here to Philadelphia?
Well, if we can in any way bring it to Philadelphia, that's the first stop I'd like to bring it to, because that's my home. So we did it specifically for the Apollo, for a festival that they were having, but there was some interest in the audience that night, and hopefully we put a lot of work into it. We had extraordinary artists, Diane Reeves, Liz Wright, Tia Fuller, who's an extraordinary saxophonist, Terry Lynn Carrington.
Nice.
We even had the Howard University a cappella choir, Afro Blue, and we plucked a young woman out of there named Shakira, who is just amazing. The people were like, a star is born. So all those artists who put so much work into it, I would hate to see it only happen one time. So you'll be the first to know if we can fill it up.
Well, see, you heard that. That's going to be a WURD exclusive if it comes to be. Now, that sounds very, very exciting. And all of those, I had the pleasure of interviewing Diane Reeves just before she was here doing her holiday concert at the end of last year. And I know that she's done a lot of work with Liz Wright and Terry Lynn Carrington.
So they're very familiar with each other. I mean, there's, on stage, the chemistry between all of them, it just worked perfectly. I mean, it was as if it was just created in heaven. I think it might have been. And Diane is both regal and down to earth, as you know if you interviewed her. Wonderful woman.
Well, that sounds beautiful. So here during Black Music Month, when we have Dr. Farah Griffin here talking about the new project, we have a lot to look forward to and be excited about. And we thank you very much for coming through WURD
Well, thank you.
today.
Thank you for having me.